Ashlee Baracy.
And if you drive up north, you dodge all the activity in the tropics, I'll tell you that. So we are inching close to the peak of hurricane season. Keep that in mind if you're making travel plans. Satellite and radar, high pressure over lower Michigan right now, and that's bringing us beautiful conditions to round out the work week. But don't get too used to it. You can see what's off to the west. We do have that low pressure system and cold front that'll bring a rain chance this weekend, but definitely bringing the cooler air. Now we have Hurricane Erin, Category 1 hurricane at this hour, but pushing to the northeast. So it is inching away just minute by minute from the Atlantic seaboard, where we have expired all of the tropical storm warnings, but still dealing with some of the aftermath there. And then we're tracking the tropics behind Erin, two different disturbances that could form cyclones. So 80% chance of that happening within the next week of the one circled here, 60% chance with the one just behind it. So very active Atlantic right now. As we bring it back close to home, we do have a little bit of cloud cover over downtown Detroit, but we will have plenty of sunshine on tap for today and a little bit of patchy fog to start the day, but that's in the far outlying areas and it burns off after daybreak. So let's check in with the temperatures, because we are 61 in Detroit, but we've fallen to 50, in fact 49 at one point in Ann Arbor, so that's our cooler spot. But 59 degrees in Pontiac and 57 in Monroe. Pretty calm winds, and that's what has allowed some of that fog formation across the area. Otherwise, your hourly forecast, seasonal with sunshine, 83 for the afternoon high for what is going to be a fantastic Friday. Now let's talk rain chances, because we do have a chance for rain for late in the day Saturday. There are two models that aren't quite in agreement. This one is looking to be probably the one that's a little more accurate. So we get possibly some cloud cover or a little spritz or sprinkle in the morning, but that's not going to be a slam dunk. But this picking it up around 4 or 5 o'clock, where you get that passing shower along and north of M59. And that certainly is the area that has the better chance of getting some of that rain, though we can't rule out a stray shower across Metro Detroit. Now this model has been pulling that cold front in and putting the rain behind it into the evening. So I'm still going to keep that chance into your Saturday evening, but right now that high resolution data putting it a little earlier into, we'll call it the dinner hour. Now I mentioned that the rain chances are higher the farther north you go. So that's the area that we have a little bit of drought from about M59 northward. So you could use that rain. That's the good news, right? Now, if you like cooler weather, here's good news for you. Temperature outlook throughout the rest of the month into Labor Day trending well below average, so it'll give a fall-like feel. But then after that, first weekend of September will start to rebound. In fact, the entire month, possibly above average, and your fall is going to be above average with the outlook as well. So we're in the false fall, but then we do get to that second summer. And so temperatures into next week will be low 70s and overnight lows, low 50s.
Outside on this Friday.
Pretty quiet start to the day. I mean, as we look at temperatures, 60 degrees at Metro Airport, and a lot of folks waking up in the 50s, 51 in Ann Arbor. And so we've had a little bit of patchy fog develop, and it's going to be a bit more dense as you get north of Mount Clemens, so closer to I-69. That'll burn off pretty quickly because we have sunshine in the forecast. High pressure controlling us today, and we'll be in the low 80s. So a very seasonal day for today before a bigger dip going into next week. We have a cold front that brings rain chances later Saturday, falling in the 70s by Sunday. Darnell?
Yeah, thanks, Ash.
We have a little bit more of that localized dense fog, but no advisories to bring you, and that's going to quickly burn off thanks to that sunshine. So 83 for the afternoon high. Right on par with where we should be, and we have that sunshine. So grab the sunglasses as you head out today and try to maybe take advantage of the weather and do something outside, because we have a bigger cool down that's in store as we head into next week. So clouds and radar for Saturday. We were just talking about tomorrow's forecast, and here you go. So in the morning hours, we're picking up a little bit of light green on the east side here. I think that's mainly cloud cover and some humidity that's building in. However, you can't rule out a little isolated spritz or sprinkle. Then the better chance for rain arrives after about 4 or 5 o'clock, and that's going to be with this cold front. And it mainly is north of M59 that we have the better chance for rain, and much more spotty as you get south of that corridor, though you can't rule it out. But as I mentioned, no severe threat. And you see that this is kind of a measly little line that rolls through, and so I don't think it's going to create too many issues on the golf course. But let's go ahead and look at the drought monitor, because even though they want to dodge the rain, up into Flint, Lapeer, down even towards Waterford, we still have dry conditions with our drought monitor. So our northern communities really could use a little bit more rain for the farmers out there. And then south of that corridor, we're looking okay, and that's going to be the area that's very much hit or miss with the rain chances. So I think that we're looking pretty good for Saturday's forecast if you're going to be heading out to the Lions game. Now, I know the game's inside Ford Field, but for tailgating, Great conditions, either side of 70. We'll be well into the 70s by the time we get to that kickoff, and then by the time you're leaving Ford Field, we'll be into the 80s. We'll have more clouds, though, rolling through the area, and that slight chance for a shower. So just take that into account if you were planning on maybe walking around downtown Detroit and grabbing a bite to eat. Temperature outlook, well below average as we're rounding out the month. So this really starts Monday, beyond, takes us into the Labor Day holiday. Now that first weekend of September, we're starting to rebound. So we will be warming things up as the week progresses for that first week of September and beyond, because the temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center keeping September above average, and even the entire fall season. Meteorologically, it's September, October, November, and we could be trending above average. So we're entering false fall for at least a few days, and then we'll have that second summer making its arrival. We'll be tracking the tropics over the next several days as well, because we're inching close to the peak of hurricane season. And here you go, more activity out in the Atlantic, in which one disturbance has a 60% chance of cyclone formation and the other one an 80% chance. And so you'll likely hear us talk a bit more about that as we inch closer to Labor Day, because some folks might be doing some traveling. Otherwise, here close to home, highs low 70s, at least throughout the first half of next week. Those overnight lows dipping in the 50s, so we all can give the air conditioning a break, but we will start that warm up by the tail end of next week. Are you okay?
She has a wonderful voice. It affects me. And when I hear her sing.
Me too.
Just the voice, that's
just
it.
the voice.
Not
nothing
childhood memories, no crushes or anything? No, nothing like that.
She is a vision of love.
What? I'm just picturing Jason singing Hero in his bedroom as a kid.
I'm not.
Save us.
Seriously, Ryan shows up on screen.
Listen,
Oh my God.
this is what it's like when you've been on the air for 3 straight hours.
Let's Friday.
And every Friday.
Let's turn it over to the professional. Nick, what are you working on?
Where's Teddy?
Professional.
Yeah, right. Okay, so we introduced you to that new Utica Community School, the amazing remodel they went through. So we're going to talk about how they were able to pull that off. The superintendent, their technology folks, even the principal here to kind of walk us through the process. Also, a firefighter walking across the state of Michigan raising money for other firefighters. He's going to be here, the firefighters that are battling cancer and someone who's actually survived it. And a brand new host at Comerica Park. You're going to meet this young woman working her dream job and bringing new life to every single Tigers fan.
That was the story I was telling you about that I just saw. That was very good. Yes.
Yeah.
Great job. I was very
Of course,
jealous.
Nick has it.
Well, it was, is it Jay's story from?
It is,
Yes.
yes.
Jay Scott Smith interviewed her, and
Very nice.
very cool. She's like the in-game host at Comerica.
And I love the pregame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, make sure you
Gotta watch it. It's coming up next.
Yes, we'll be right back.